What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan from run a channel called Flock Rundown. I always screw this intro up. It's insane. And I'm
All
here
right.
with Noah. He runs a channel called For the Flock, and we're
Up,
back,
guys?
man. We're back. Ravens 4 straight, 1-5 to 5-5. How we feeling, bro?
Feeling great, man. 5-5 is crazy after 1-5, bro. We tried. We tried to tell them. We tried to tell them. Whenever we were sitting at 1-5, we were like, bro, I know this sucks, but like, it's not over yet. There's a path, bro. We can do it. We kept the hope alive, and we're here. We are, man. Like, it was one thing to talk about it, but then the Ravens had to go out and do it and like prove to us they had the resilience and the talent and the coaching staff that we thought they had to get it done. There's still a long way to go. Like right now, they're still on the outside looking in with the playoff picture. Surprisingly enough, some other great teams like the Chiefs and are as well. So, but got a lot of games left, man. 5-5 puts you in a good position, especially with the way this division is looking, man. I'm really excited.
Yeah, 100%. Division's wide open. That's probably our easiest path to the playoffs. You know, there's some teams in the AFC starting to pull away, but the AFC North, we're one game back, got to play Pittsburgh twice. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is banged up. Like there's a lot to go here, man. So no, I'm feeling great. We definitely kept some hope alive. Not everything's perfect. I see a bunch of people in the comments obviously talking about the offensive line that's definitely the biggest concern
Yeah.
of this team and has been for a few years now. But I mean, I think let's talk about the Cleveland game. We'll start
Yeah.
just
Let's
since
start there,
that's
man.
fresh. Like I think as ugly as it was, especially on offense. I mean, the defense balled out, but special teams made some mistakes. Offense made some mistakes. Ugly
Yeah.
division win, you know.
Yeah.
But to even gut that out though and find a way to win, I still think is something to be credited, you know. And like it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, yes, the offensive line 100% needs to be better, and I don't
Yeah.
even know if we have the personnel to increase that, to be honest. But um, regardless, gutting out that win, I think, is something that just really stood out to me. That's not a game where we collapsed or, you know, we talked about a few weeks ago how with that 1-5 start, you put yourself in such a hole that you can't really afford these normal division losses. You can't afford to split with Cleveland or split with Pittsburgh. Like you kind of got to run through the division to make up for that ugly start.
Right.
And sweeping Cleveland is the perfect start to that, no matter how ugly it was.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game?
Bro, I agree with everything you said. I think it's really encouraging to see the Ravens be able to win the ugly game, like and show that you can win in a different way. Because the reality is they're on the polar opposite. There was other games where it wasn't necessarily ugly, like where our offense is moving up and down the field and like it kind of looks sexy and you're throwing touchdowns to DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar's going, but then you find a way to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be able to see you be able to find a way to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when like how many times have the Bills beat us lately where they did not play as good of football? Like they were not the better team, but the last two matchups they just find a way to win, right? So it was cool to see the Ravens be able to find a way to win. Despite having some of those blunders, the LeJohntay Wester, like muffed punt, like he's a rookie, he's learning, I hope that doesn't rip his confidence the rest of the year because he's really talented, but then some of the other weird stuff like the fluky interception off of Keaton Mitchell's hands. There was another interception where, Roger Rosengarten gets bullied back, belted in the helmet, the ball goes flying up and there's a weird interception. Like, a lot of times with those pass deflections where like you can't control where the ball goes. It's a fluky thing, but to see the Ravens be able to overcome that was encouraging to see them be able to win in a different way, especially in an ugly divisional rival game against a Hall of Fame pass rusher, Myles Garrett, and against, on the road as well. So I'm encouraged to see the win despite it being a little ugly. The defense balled, bro. The defense, I know it's against Dylan Gabriel and Shador, but they were dominant. They probably would have let up, 3, maybe 6 points if it weren't for those, turnovers and muff punt. You know what I'm saying?
Even with all that, only 9. I mean, it's
Exactly,
still very
man.
impressive. Yeah, the defense balling, man.
Yes. So cool to see the Ravens play complementary football. That's my point.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's and overcome a million mistakes, and we definitely have to limit those mistakes too. It's not an excuse to have those, but it's just refreshing and nice to overcome it for once and not those
Right.
that's something we would have lost earlier in the season, no doubt. How about Mark Andrews' absolute legendary game? I pulled this up too because for one, this photo's sick, but for
Yes.
another, he's only and I yeah, I know,
face
yeah.
down in the dirt, like completely wrecked.
Yeah, no, it's a fire photo. And Schweitzer had an incredible game too, but
He did.
that's a fire photo.
And he
But
was
Mark,
talking trash with Mark earlier in the game. I don't know if you saw, they were getting into it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
to see him like plastered in the dirt with
yeah.
Mark celebrating, and then you can see Kohler and Ricard, and then who's the coach in the back? Is that our pass rush? Is that Chuck Smith?
It looks
with
like
his,
it. Yeah, I can't
with his hands up, like
small on my screen. It looks like it. Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah, and Mark's only 4 catches away from becoming the Ravens' all-time receptions leader. So this guy's about to have the triple crown: touchdowns, receiving yards, and receptions as a tight end. The only other tight end to do that for his franchise is Travis Kelce with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Hey, man, at this point, he might catch up for an all-time rusher.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, Mark's a legend, man.
Yeah, 100%.
I got a signed jersey back here.
I saw you wearing it in your video too. You say you wore it to church and then wore it in your video. Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yep, I had to rock the 89. I know he's gotten some hate the last year or two, but he's still a dog. And I hope he gets an opportunity in the playoffs to just like make some big time impact plays like this. You know what I'm saying? Like to make it right. Cause this dude is he's one of the most like competitive, like Ravens, competitive, like even in practice reps, like he's so competitive and fiery. I know it broke his heart, to see to make those mistakes in the divisional round, but I hope he gets a chance in the playoffs this year to make it right, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to get the chance.
Yeah,
he's just got to execute it. But I agree, man. I mean, absolute Ravens legend. And yeah, to speak on his competitiveness, I was watching an interview with Baker. It was like a few weeks ago, I think. And they were talking, they asked him about like being friends with Mark and stuff. He's like, I'm only friends with him in the offseason. Like we're tight, but like he literally won't speak to me during this season. Mark's like that close off, that competitive, like, and you can see it on the field too, man. This is never, I know he's had some drops and stuff, but like this is never a guy who's not putting in effort or doesn't care. You know what I mean? So
he locks in.
Yeah, I love that about him. And did you hear Marlon Humphrey announced yesterday on his podcast in his episode that John Harbaugh was the one who created that hurricane play, or at least came up with the idea of it, and then maybe Monken like helped teach it. But because Marlon Humphrey said that he went up to Monken and was like talking about how like you got some balls calling that kind of play in that moment, and found out that Harbaugh was the one that actually was kind of pushing for that. So I thought that was interesting,
Yeah, bro, it was amazing because it caught everyone off guard.
Yeah,
like, including like the camera people. Like everybody was off guard. Like I was like, "What?" Like, whoa! I was like, "Where is he going?" And all of a sudden, bro turned on the jets, man. And when he came around that corner, dude, he was he hit another gear that I haven't seen.
That was the fastest speed. No, it was the fastest ever for him.
Really?
Yeah, it was 20. The Ravens posted a graphic. I don't have it pulled up, but it was 20.09 miles per hour. It was the fastest speed Mark Andrews has ever hit in his career. Was on that run.
Mark.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. So he still got the juice, man.
Yeah, he has the most juice. Yeah, bro, I mean, he's never ran that fast.
Dude, that adrenaline rush hit him and he went. He was gone, dude. But bro, you know who else? I was thinking about this when we were talking about dudes who like lock in. I like to see Alohi. What was it last week against Minnesota? Whenever JJ McCarthy tried to like dab him up mid game, he's like, "Bro, I ain't shaking your hand in the game. What you talking about?"
Yeah, no, we need that energy. We need that 100%. I love it. Speaking of that, Alohi Gilman in that because we didn't go live last week, but on the Wired episode, his communication was impressive to me too. I mean, I really, just for how new he is too. It's, I obviously expect a safety to communicate, but this guy been here a month and is like directing people where to go. He's yelling out the down and distance, like
Yeah.
communicating the entire defense. It's 3rd and 5. It's 3rd and 5. Like he's telling Awuzie, like, I got this coverage. Like he's really communicating to
That's
people. And
so
for a new
good,
guy to
man.
come in like that, yeah, that's awesome, man. And
Yeah.
obviously you could see the defensive turnaround. I mean, I know the competition, which we talked about, the schedule gets a lot easier, and here we are back to 5-5. But the competition hasn't been, as elite as it was earlier in the year. But I
Yeah.
still believe that this is a real defensive turnaround, and the
Yeah.
additions of Alohi Gilman and Draymond Jones were, mid, I guess, or average kind of when it comes to like shock factor, but
Right.
have really opened up a lot of other options. I think being able to move Kyle
Yes.
Hamilton closer to that line of scrimmage has been
Yes.
insane. I mean, he's playing the best he's ever played. He's genuinely game wrecking. Kyle
Yeah.
Hamilton is unbelievable.
It's the way they fit into the puzzle, bro.
Yeah.
Like they may not have been the biggest, sexiest puzzle piece, but the way they fit into the puzzle, like it complements everyone else, all the other pieces so well. And like like you said, it frees Kyle to just go wreck shop and just do everything. I was thinking like if Kyle Hamilton like strictly played like outside linebacker, or like maybe he probably couldn't hold up against the run down in and down out, but like if he was a straight up like pass rusher, he'd probably be a Pro Bowler. If he was just a strict linebacker, he'd probably be a Pro Bowler. If he was just a strong safety, Pro Bowler, just a free safety, Pro Bowler, just a nickel cornerback, like no matter where he goes, he blows up blocks, man. He's sticky in coverage. He's explosive. He's fast. He's cerebral. And then like you compare up that communication that you're talking about with Alohi, that I feel like that really complimented, like Alohi like unlocked Malachi Starks, man. I don't know if it gave him more confidence, like the communication aspect, like, but Malachi's been playing night and day difference from what we saw, and he's just getting better and better. And then you see Mike Green starting to emerge and get better and better. And then you got Teddy Buchanan keeps playing better and better. Like all these like young defensive pieces are continuing to get better. And then Draymond Jones, I know he hasn't showed up on the stat sheet yet with the sack, but the dude has been really disruptive. Like clearly on that last play where Roquan Smith got the pass breakup, he had a clean win off the right tackle. So
The timing, unreal. I
yeah,
know so many people are yelling offsides, and maybe like technically by a minuscule hair he could have been, but I think that's perfect timing. I could be biased because I'm a Ravens fan,
yeah,
but he got off at the exact moment that ball was being snapped,
yeah,
and blows by whoever it was, Wyatt Teller, I think, or somebody. It just blows by him, and then forces that throw. Speaking of pressure, I mean, dialing up pressure, and that's what you
yes.
do against rookie quarterbacks, right? Like, bless you. They're not
Thank you.
able to diagnose all the stunts and things that are going on. They're a little bit more confused. The game's a lot more simple for them. So I loved what Zach Orr was mixing
Yeah,
up with the play calling too on defense. And he, for someone that struggled for the first 5 weeks, we're over here talking about how we need a new defensive coordinator potentially. I've been
yeah,
very impressed with this entire defense's effort and the defensive game plan and execution and play calling by Zach Orr. So I mean, I feel good about it now.
yeah, dude. I don't know what's up with Zach Orr and slow starts.
Yeah,
Like, because I said I like one of the reasons I thought the Ravens would legitimately like win the number 1 seed this year was because I was like, you guys saw the way the defense performed the second half. That was just his first year as a coordinator. I was like, he had the number 1 ranked defense like the last 10 games of the season or whatever like that. So I was like, bro, wait till we have a whole season of that. And then you're having Lamar in the third year with Todd Monken and D Hop and Henry. Like, it's going to be nasty, bro. We could like win the number 1 seed. And all of a sudden, like, defense comes out just terrible. Like, but I know like you were talking about the schedule being a little bit softer down the stretch, but the Bears are a top. I think they're ranked. Let's see. The Bears in total offense yards per game are number 4. And we held them in check. We held the Rams, who are number like 8 overall in offense. We haven't given up more than 19 points in 5 games now. So Yeah, man. The defense is
Impressive.
night and day. We've went against some solid offenses. Not like the best of the best, but some good offenses. The Rams, Bears. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see this defense keep clicking. And the good news is they're not even done as far as reinforcements. They still have a key contributor coming back in Tavius Robinson, who's reportedly walking around looking he's getting closer, and then our Darius Washington as well. So
Yeah.
those are actually like
I'm very curious. Tavius is definitely going to play. I'm very
yeah,
curious how they mix AD in with
yeah,
like the because they're playing 3 safeties.
right.
You know what I mean? So like, how much does AD play, or is he just
Bro,
kind of like a depth option this year? Like, I'm curious how that works because you don't want to mess with what you got either too much. But I love our Darius
we'll
Washington.
put Kyle Hamilton at outside linebacker full
Yeah.
time. All right, he'll
And
still
then
thrive
also
there.
have 3 safeties on the field.
Yeah, and then we'll put AD Malachi, or we'll figure it out. But our Darius, bro, he was a starter, man. Every time he's
No, I
healthy,
know.
he starts. He finds his way on the field as a
He's a
starter. Like,
dog too, man.
he is a
He's
dog.
another Mark Andrews like competitor, like
Now,
that elite competitor that's just constantly playing hard, man.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
no, I'm excited, and hopefully he can, even I kind of want us to re-sign him for a year because I feel like it'd
yeah,
be a low deal, and then also give him this year to kind of work back to himself, and then have a fully healthy year next year where he can be deployed. Because like
yeah,
Gilman, I think is a free agent, or Darius is a free agent, so we're gonna have to make a decision there, and I don't want to like lose everybody. I think there's a lot of good chess pieces there that wouldn't cost a ton. It's not like these are expensive players. So I think we can keep one or two, both of them, and they're going to help a ton.
yeah,
Let's look at the schedule and we'll talk about the Jets a little bit here. So Jets coming up this Sunday. They officially benched Justin Fields
yeah.
again. And then, so Tyrod Taylor, familiar face, is going to be starting. I don't know how you feel, but I don't think it makes the world of a difference. I mean, Tyrod's probably less of a threat on the ground and like less of a threat from an athletic standpoint. I think Fields can do more running the ball.
Yeah.
Tyrod might be a little safer throwing, executing a short, quick passing game, but I'm not super concerned that we are going to have a lot of problems against the Jets. We're favored by 13 coming
Yeah.
into this game. So what are your early thoughts on us playing the Jets, and then just kind of peeking ahead here to this division run we got, and the season's getting towards the home stretch here?
Yeah, man. Jets definitely going to be a smackdown.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling too.
I don't expect them to put more than like 9 points up, especially if Garrett Wilson is still out, which I think he is.
He's out for
But
this game, yeah.
yeah, but since their defense is really falling apart too.
They traded away 2 superstars.
I mean, Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner.
Crazy.
Those two are, they could have been both those dudes are all pros. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
on right up front and then right in the back, like 2 really important positions, man, gone. So I think we're going to have fun. Like, I think we're going to walk away from this game going, man, we are getting rolling hot right in the middle of the season, 6-5 afterwards. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be feeling ourselves after this one. That's what I'm thinking. Is that right? 10 a.m.
This is
Oh,
West
no,
Coast
sure.
time.
Okay,
My
West Coast.
fault. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
gonna say, bro, like,
yeah,
we got
yeah.
one of those London games or something.
I'm
But
out in the West now, the Pacific time on my phone. I
yeah,
screenshotted it. 10 a.m. for me.
yeah,
But yeah. I'll actually
10
be
a.m. for
home.
you.
I'll be home for these games though. I'm coming home Friday, and I'm going to the Thanksgiving Bengals game. So I'll be back.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Bengals. I don't know if you saw the thing about Burrow. Burrow could possibly be back for that game. I don't think they're going to rush him with them not even being in contention now. Like, they're 3-7. They have like no playoff chance. According to, let's see here. Yeah, so I was looking at the playoff simulator, and right now we are what, 10th? It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Right now, in front of us are the Texans, and the Chiefs. Now, the
Yeah.
bad part about this, the sucky part about this is we lost both of those head-to-head matchups. So if we end up with the same record as the Chiefs or the Texans, they're going to get in front of us because we lost the head-to-head matchups. It's just how the playoff tiebreakers work. So you got to win the division.
Win the
because
division.
AFC, you got to win the division. AFC is way too tight to be putting your chips in the basket and getting a wild card, especially when you lost two of the tiebreakers you would need. So, yeah, man. But, I'm feeling comfortable about Jets, feeling great about Bengals, especially if Joe Burrow is not playing. If Burrow's playing, you got to be a little concerned, right? I mean, he's a monster. You got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, even though their defense is literally the worst in the NFL. Yeah. Those divisional games, sometimes it doesn't matter. Like, it just gets ugly and scrappy, and some like the pride and the mojo comes in, factors in, and all of a sudden a defense that's normally terrible, it looks like, whoa, where did this come from? You know what I mean? So, yeah, feeling great about Jets, Bengals, Steelers that'll be big. That'll be big time, man, because the Steelers, they have the personnel, I think, on defense to give us some problems. Like their front, their pass rush. But we saw what Derrick Henry did to them 2 or 3 times last year. So you're hoping that continues to be the case. Did you see the Jalen Ramsey? They moved him to safety.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Yeah,
no, he's a difference maker. Wherever, really, man. You know what I mean? I think Ramsey is just one of those guys that impacts the game kind of wherever he's at on the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
I think if you win these next 4 games, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Bengals, even if you were to drop 1 or 2 to the Packers and Patriots, I still think the Ravens will be positioned to win the division.
And then we play Pitt to end the season, so I mean that might be the control right there. I feel like if that's how it goes, like you said, I think we're in full control still. Yeah, which is all you can really ask for, is to be in full control at the end. I mean, right now, looking at the playoffs, these are the odds as we stand of which seed you could get. So, like, just to make your point even more, the Ravens have a 51% chance to get the 4 seed, which is winning the AFC North. And then look how low the percentages of anything else is. Like, you're basically not getting in the playoffs. If you have a 2% chance to be the 7th seed, 1% chance to be the 6th seed, 0.1% chance to be the 5th seed, you basically are, it's AFC North 4 seed or not. And then we would play the 5th seed, which by far biggest odds to be the 5th seed right now is Buffalo at a 36.4% chance to be the 5th seed. So, if we win the AFC North and everything kind of plays out as these projections are, it's just, it's still early, but it's fun to look at. We would be hosting the Bills in Baltimore for the wild card matchup.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah. No,
that would be very fun.
I'd like to play the Bills, man.
I'd love to play them.
We've lost too many important games to them recently. We need some get back.
Yeah. I would love to play Buffalo, especially at home, man.
Yeah.
I still don't. Man, our offense has shredded them every time we've played.
Yeah. And our D's playing so much better, man. Week 1 was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we had even Jair out there for half the game.
We did, bro.
It's like,
which he retired, right? Like,
for now. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously dealing with some stuff. So prayers up for him. I hope he can get back healthy and get his mind right. But so I wasn't like making a joke that we had him out there. I was just making it the point of like, that's where we were at in week 1 defensively. You know what I mean? And then like, look how everything has played out. Now you can kind of maybe understand why we were, getting torched there for a second too. So I think it just needs to be put in context. But I'm wishing Jair the best though, man. No one expected that situation to play out like that.
I know, man. And the reality is, man, is the Ravens are they're in control of their own destiny, right? They're only 1 game behind Pittsburgh, and they still play them twice. So as long as they take care of business, they're in the driver's seat of their own destiny right now. They don't need any outside help. They don't need the Steelers to drop any games. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they have to do is beat Pittsburgh when they play them, and they're in the number one. They're in lead for the division. So,
and Pitt's not winning out. You know what I mean? It's not like it's. Yeah, I even think we could drop a game. Like you said, when we just looked at the schedule, like if we lost at Green Bay or something in week 17, like we can afford a loss like that if you run through the division. And so, yeah, they're in full control, man.
Yeah, and now the Bengals are at least far enough back where you don't have to worry about them either, you know, especially with Joe Burrow coming back soon.
I don't even know why he's coming back. I mean, I guess there is a chance, but they'd really have to run the table. Bro, they'd almost have to like sweep us.
Yeah. Bro, you know what's crazy, man? The Steelers, their next 5 games, 4 of them are in the playoff picture right now.
Yeah.
Well, 4, not all 4, but Bears, they're 7-3 right now. Bills in the playoff picture. Baltimore, and then they have the Lions after the Dolphins. So they definitely have a tough schedule down the stretch. And
Rodgers might be out this week against the Bears.
Yep.
I don't think he's out long term, but he has a wrist fracture. And I know he's, from what I've been reading, he's been pushing to play, but there's still a high chance he doesn't play this week. So, I mean, yeah, they might have to survive a game or two without him. So, and then Jamar Chase is suspended. I see somebody saying that he's suspended. I think he might be appealing or something, but he's suspended for a game. I mean,
bro, he got caught on camera hocking a loogie.
I know. I don't know how you can.
I don't know how you appeal that.
He said no. He admitted to spitting. He said that he wasn't like intentionally spitting on his face or anything. He was just a spit flew out and hit the uniform, and I was like, "That's a bad argument, though." Like,
yeah, bro.
It
sometimes
looks
you
bad.
just got always
Just
tell the
take
truth,
game.
man.
Yeah, I agree.
Take your L. Just tell the league, "Hey, man, I was in the moment. We were heated. Dumb mistake. Shouldn't have spit on him. I'm really sorry about that." Don't be like, "Bro, it was an accident. It just flew out. Like, I did spit, but it wasn't intentional." Like, come on.
Yeah. No,
like,
100%.
come on,
100%.
man. Like, I've seen spit fly out of people's mouth on accident, and it looks a whole lot different than when you just straight up. Yeah.
I agree. And they're like arguing. Like, yeah, I definitely think it was intentional. So let's I want to address like 70% of the comments are about the offensive line. So I definitely am not ignoring that.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about, because it's not all rosy, right? Like, not everything's not all perfect right now.
No, it's not. It's not.
The biggest weakness of the team, and this is not new, by the way, if you've been watching for the last 2 years, is the offensive line. And I think they have regressed overall from last year. It's not, obviously Fa'alele is probably is the biggest weakness. I think that's where we could improve the most, but the whole offensive line has regressed. Yeah. And it's weird to see. It's weird that we can't run in short yardage situations. Like, and we've talked about this year before, but how many times are we getting inside the 5 or the 3 yard line and we can't run? It's getting stuffed. And then, then we're trying to do something else, roll Lamar out, or you could tell Todd Monken goes away from it quick because it's like, oh man, we're getting no push,
getting stuffed, for a loss.
I mean,
dude, I would almost rather, like, I know sometimes we're like, oh, just run the ball down there. You got Derrick Henry, but like at this point, you've seen that what you're putting on tape, and the offensive line just sucks. Like, go play action on first down, like,
or just spread everyone out. I think we can't like be in heavy formations and obviously run, which sucks. Right. But like if we spread everyone out, we have a little bit better of a chance. It's just like when the defense knows we're running this year, it's over, man. Like the whole O-line is not blocking well, and I would love to see, I don't know how close he is, but I would love to see Emery at right guard, even if it's a rotation at first. Like, and I know we're not afraid to have a rotation. And I know some people are against rotations, but like, I think the coaches are probably nervous to like switch the O-line out of nowhere, and go with a rookie. So especially one that wasn't there all off season. So that I'm sure there's some of that. So I don't know. And we're not at practice. Nobody's at practice, by the way, besides the team. So like, I mean, reporters are for the warm-ups, but like no one's getting a real look. And I don't know. None of us know exactly how close he is to being ready, but I do know the coaches have raved about Emery even this year since he's been back. So they are high on him. It doesn't feel like a Ben Cleveland situation. You know what I mean? Like the Ben Cleveland situation, but just by listening to the coaches, you can tell there's no belief there. Like they don't believe that he's an upgrade. So when you hear comments from Harbaugh, like we got the best 5 guys out there, I think he believes that at the moment, and maybe
he believes it, but you gotta at least see it on tape. That's the frustrating part. Is
they do. They just don't want to out it publicly, and I don't know if they think Emery is ready. That's why I would love to see him in some game action, so that like at least we can see.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that would.
Here's what I'm saying is like they're saying they see the best 5 because they see him in practice every day, right? But I'm saying I would like to at least see Ben Cleveland get a chance in live game action to see what it would actually look like. Because from every game that I've ever seen of Ben Cleveland where he's come in, it's better than what we're seeing with Falele right now. Like, I know
smaller sample size, but yeah, better moments. Not as many not as many awful moments. Yeah.
Yes. I like Ben Cleveland. Like, I know the coaching staff does not. I'm not saying he's a great starting option, but I would like to at least see him get a shot, man. That's all I'm saying.
You want Cleveland now over Emery, or are you like more? I'm more excited about Emery, but
I'm excited about Emery.
But
I would love to see Cleveland get a chance at either guard position.
Yeah, I don't think they're changing Voorhees. No, I get that. Yeah, I don't think he's definitely not blowing anyone away, but he's a lot more consistent than our right guard right now. Yeah. And like, there's been moments of Voorhees where I'm like, okay, like he's good enough, for now. But the right guard situation is just, it's a liability, man. Anytime out in space, it's a liability. Like this is, and maybe we're, nah, it's not even that. We have high standards for a good reason. Like we're trying to win championships around here, man. Like it's high standards, and that's okay, I think. Because like, yes, not every team's got a brick wall of an offensive line, but we need to build a brick wall around Lamar Jackson and watch what happens.
Right. Yeah, we saw what it looked like in 2019 when he had a really good offensive line. It didn't matter who was out there. It didn't matter if it was,
and we'd be able to run
Miles Borkin and Seth Roberts and Willie Snead. When he had time, when Lamar has time, it's over. It's over. Whenever he's comfortable and able to push the ball downfield, it's game over, especially with these weapons. I understand, like, you can't have, you got to have a weakness on your team. Like, every team is going to have a weakness. Every position can't be a strength. I would just like to at least see someone else get a shot at right guard to see what it looked like. But at this point, it doesn't feel like the coaching staff acknowledges it as a problem enough, and it's frustrating. So
yeah, it is. It is frustrating. I don't think they're ever going to announce it publicly,
right?
For 2 reasons. They're very family oriented. They're never going to kind of put a player on blast. And for the other reason, Harbaugh is, and I mean, for good reason, I guess, is very quiet about information ahead of like giving it to an opponent. Like he doesn't want to lose any competitive advantages there. So I think that, if we did see a change, it would just kind of happen in the game or like right before the game or something like that. And that's why I said I wouldn't be against even a rotation with someone like Emery. Like, there's not as much risk there when you just put him in for some snaps and just see what you got there. And if things are moving well and you like what you see, then keep them there. But I don't know. I want some kind of change because that is the biggest hole on this team by far. Let's get to some of these super chats though. Rayvori Sports, appreciate you with the 2. Is Lamar Jackson playing injured? I think a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we know he's had an injury in training camp, and he had the hamstring injury that kept him out for a month. I definitely think he's not 100%. I wouldn't say he's like super injured though, but I've noticed a little bit less running or a lot less running. And
He was just on the injury report before the game too.
yeah,
So.
and he missed Wednesday's practice with a knee. He's definitely banged up. And there's no doubt about it. There's multiple guys banged up. Kyle Hamilton's banged up. Like, it's just whether they're going to fight through it or not. So yeah, I think Lamar's a little hampered in that, but it doesn't, as long if he could get solid protection, I don't think Lamar is a liability or anything. Like he's able to do everything he needs to do. I think he can even run. He's just choosing to run a little less. He's also not keeping any of the read options. I don't know if you've been noticing that. He's only kind of running when there's space in a pass play he's taking off. He's not really holding any of the options. And, that sometimes, not that I want him to run more, but if you're running a lot of a zone read and Lamar's never keeping it, defenses start to really just crash in on the running back then. So, when Lamar kept it a lot, the threat increases.
Right. Yeah. I mean, on the first drive, he kept one of the options and lost a yard or two. He got ran down. He didn't look as fast as he normally does. I think if we can just get a little bit of improvement and a little bit more consistency on the offensive line, we'd be in a good spot moving forward. The other thing to note is that like we've gone against some really, really good fronts the last few games. Specifically with the Browns, I think they might have the best front in the NFL. Like Mason Graham was a top 5 pick, and then you got Myles Garrett, who's a future Hall of Famer, and then some of their other defensive tackles are really good as well. So, but hey, you still got to be able to protect. Like, if you want to win a championship, you got to be able to get it done against the best of them. So
there's going to be other strong fronts, like Pittsburgh, like you said, has got one of them. We're going to see a freak in Green Bay in week 17,
dude.
Yeah, if we want to go on a Super Bowl run, you're going to have to face the Lions, maybe. You're going to have to face the Eagles, maybe. Like, there's a lot of strong fronts, man. KC's always stout up front. Like, we're gonna run into a lot of these teams. Maybe not quite Myles Garrett, but it doesn't matter. You need to protect, and you need to be able to run block. We need to be able to get a freaking yard. It is that's what drives me nuts the most, is like all these short yardage situations where it's 3rd and 1. That should be nothing. Like we got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. You should always get a 3rd and 1.
Should never not be able to pick up, bro. If you're like 1st and 3, or I'm sorry, if you're 1st and goal and you're like at the 3-yard line, and you have 4 tries to get 3 yards with 2 future Hall of Famers in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and then Patrick Ricard, there should not be a scenario in the world that you don't score a touchdown needing 3 yards or 4 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like with 4 tries. But then what the problem is we'll run it on 1st down and then lose 2 yards. Derrick Henry get blown up in the backfield. And then we went from 1st and goal at the 3 to the 5. And then we had to pass it on 2nd down. And then it's inexcusable. And I think the guard plays, even like Tyler Linderbaum isn't even playing as good as he normally does.
I know 100%. It does affect everything. There's been a regression overall though too. Like Roger Rosengarten didn't take a leap, So like you got an offensive line that was younger and on the rise a little bit last year, and then now taking a little bit of step back when most of us kind of thought they were going to take a step forward. Like I didn't think it was going to be worse than last year. It is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It has to be made about this is the first year we've had the whole year a different offensive line coach.
Yeah, I think it matters. Right? Warhop, yeah.
So I'm not trying to point the finger, but like you said, it felt like we were getting some young guys getting better, and then all of a sudden we had the passing of Joe D, right?
Yeah.
And then George Warhop comes in, helps out, keeps them afloat. Like they weren't terrible last season, right? But still all throughout the offseason, it was Joe D that was developing and preparing them all throughout training camp and everything. But then this year was George. He had the keys the whole time, and it doesn't look good, not only for, the young guys, but like even Stanley and Linderbaum didn't really make any progress. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Stanley's older. I think he's our best player still, but like the other guys need to be better. They're all young. Like I want to see them getting better. I don't really expect Ronnie to like take leaps. You know what I mean? Like I expect the rest of the team to the line to though. Like they're young. We got another super chat. Speaking of this offensive line, before we move on to anything else, from Ali Dago. Appreciate you, man, with the 2. Any good offensive linemen in free agency? I just pulled it up just to kind of take a little look here.
No.
Oh, whoa. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if that's our path. There's some older guys, but Cleveland.
I think this is 2025 free agents or 26. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to switch that to 2025 because all these guys are under like Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio are both under contract with the Browns right now.
Yeah. He means next offseason.
Oh, I thought he meant like right now.
Not right now. Or maybe he means right now. Oh, I was kind of looking ahead. Maybe you do mean right now. You can let me know. My bad. I don't think there's any available right now. Nah, let me see though. 2025. Scherf retired. I don't know why. So he's not.
Mason has not been good. Jedrick Wills, I'm pretty sure, got injured.
Yeah, they would have made a move at this point, I think, in free agency.
Yeah, I mean, there's nobody out there, man. Every team needs good offensive linemen like these guys. The guys that are available right now are not great.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see Brandon Scherf, but he retired. So
yeah, I know. I was calling for him earlier in the season too, and then I found out from like where do you go to college, like Iowa? I saw somebody, I think it was TY, posted on X article from Iowa that was like honoring him, and like he said he retired, and I was like, this didn't make any headlines, but he's not playing football this year. So
I'm kind of irritated the Ravens didn't sign Dalton Risner. Like I have been wanting the Ravens to sign him every single year that he's been a free agent because he ends up signing 1-year deals like right at the end of training camp or in the beginning of seasons. Every year he's available. I'm like, why are you not pulling the trigger here? Like he's playing good football for the Bengals right now.
Yeah,
he's a solid. He's an average guard every time he steps on the field. Like he's not a Pro Bowler, but he's a serviceable player that would have helped the offensive line get better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think we failed. Eric DaCosta, I guess, is the only one really doing that. Failed to go real hard and aggressive with the offensive line. I think they thought it'd be good enough. Yeah. And now they're kind of living with the consequences, trying to fight through it. You know what I mean? So and there's not a lot of help coming. So hopefully that's why I keep hope alive that someone like Emery, who they really believe in, can kind of hit the ground running, get into football shape, and just build the confidence with the coaches. And like, let's see him out there because I know they drafted him to play. He's a 3rd round pick. Yeah, and he played on the right side. So, I mean, he's the guy. Is he ready or not, I guess, is what the real question is. And we don't have an answer until we at least see a couple snaps out there.
Yeah. Bro, that's exactly. They were probably thinking we have 4 of our 5 starters from last year returning. They're going to get better. And then we're also going to draft a 3rd round guard or tackle, Emory Jones, let him develop. We'll have 4 of our 5 guys returning. We'll have Emory, and then we'll bring back Ben Cleveland, and we'll, get some other guys in the draft. And it sounds like a decent plan from the outside, looking in. But whenever Falele gets worse, Voorhees gets worse, like Rosengarten gets worse, and then Emory Jones gets injured, the plan kind of fell through the cracks pretty quick.
Well, he was already injured. He wasn't even a new injury. They knew that. It just like kind of stretched longer than they thought, I guess. I don't think because originally, and this happens with a lot of guys, it seems like, we get a projection like, oh, he's going to be back by training camp. And then, it's like
he starts rehab in training camp. Like,
yeah. So that's kind of, I think it just extended so much more. And it sucks, man. It's the biggest hole of this team, but we're fighting through it, and we're 5-5. So that is it's a good place, man, and hopefully that just improves. It'll scare me in the playoffs, but it's not scaring me right now. We're not going against. We should run through the Jets, man.
Yep.
Our offense should look great. We should not have problems getting 1 yard against the Jets on Sunday.
Yep. You're hoping to just keep building momentum, and kind of adding new wrinkles. I'd like to see the Ravens add some new wrinkles on the offense. Try some different things, especially against a team where you have some wiggle room to try new things.
Yep.
Specifically, two things I'd like to see from the offense, Ryan.
Yeah.
Is I'd like to see them pass more out of heavy formations, and I'd like to see them run more out of 11 personnel. Like you were talking about earlier, you said, hey, like if we're going to run the ball down there on the goal line, let's come out and spread the defense out, right?
Yep.
I'd like to see. The problem is right now it feels like the Ravens are really predictable when it comes to like if Justice Hill's on the field, you're passing, and if Derrick Henry is on the field, you're probably running. Like it feels like there's not enough variation there. And I would like to see the Ravens throw more out of that 12 and 13 personnel package to those tight ends. But I do I liked how they got some easy checkdowns going to Derrick Henry. Like so many times Derrick Henry is like wide open in the flat, like nobody, and he'll pick up an easy first down. Like he's got so much space. And then also Keaton Mitchell getting more integrated into the offense is good news. I'd like to see if we like an ideal world, Ryan, like in my opinion, bro, we have Derrick Henry in that 16 to 20 carry range, and then Keaton Mitchell in that 8 to 12 carry range. I'd like to see Keaton continue to get more touches, but run the ball with Keaton and Derrick on the field, and throw out of heavy packages and then run out of some lighter packages. I'd like to see that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity to mix things up. I don't know if Hill's going to even be back, so we might see a lot more Keaton. He kind of split. Keaton and Ali split snaps. I think it was 16-12, which I was a little surprised by. I thought Keaton was going to kind of have an explosion of usage, you know what I mean, with Hill out. And we used Ali as well. So I'm not sure how that balance will end up being, but Keaton's obviously a weapon. I mean, the drop screen pass that ended up getting picked sucks, but it happens. Just don't do it again, But I think Keaton on the field is a weapon. So I'd like to see more of him. He's a great change of pace back with Henry. We got to find a way to get the run game going. And I always just think spreading things out create more opportunity because we can't win heavy. And that is not usual. Usually we can be a little predictable. Last year we were running down people's throats at the end of the season, like Pittsburgh, what you brought up earlier. We were running down their throat and there was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, it was predictable, but who cares? You couldn't stop. Right. And we haven't hit that stride at all with our run.
We have not yet. We have not yet, but there's hope. There's hope that if they can do it last year with the same personnel, they can do it again this year, right? Lando S9I says, I like Hill, but I think his injury made us less predictable this game with Mitchell. And I 100% agree with that. I was thinking the exact same thing, that not having Keaton out there, it was like, bro, the Ravens wanted to get him some carries, but at the same time, he's a threat in the screen game and stuff. So I felt like the defense was a little bit more on their toes when Mitchell was out there, like there was options. And then Henry, I'd like to see, for me, man, I know that you're supposed to get the run game going before you, for play action to be really effective. It just feels like even when the run game isn't going great, like just the threat of handing it off to Derrick Henry under center, it feels like every time the Ravens run hard play action and tuck it in, like Lamar does the head fake and tucks it in the belly of Derrick Henry, that it feels like an easy button for 15 yards over the middle of the field. That's just what it feels like. Maybe I'm deceived, but I feel like when you run hard play action, like one of the tight ends is open in the seam for like a 15-yard chunk. And we also, I know the offensive line hasn't been holding up as well as we'd like to in pass pro, but I'd like to see our downfield passing attack get going, because once that gets going, it's going to open up the run game even more, and the run game complements. It all works together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like to see some like more deep shots. I know it feels like Bateman's our deep shot guy. Like that's the guy we throw the ball downfield to, which he's had a lot of success with that. He had 9 touchdowns last year and averaged like a lot per, like a really high yards per catch. But let's try some deep balls to Flowers, man. Let's try some deep balls to Likely. Let's try some deep balls to Tez Walker or DeAndre Hopkins. I know we've had a couple of long connections with D-Hop down the sideline, but I'd like to see the downfield passing attack get going as well, bro.
Yeah, I was surprised Tez only got 9 snaps with Bateman out. So, and I think Hopkins got like 40. So, I mean, it was a massive Hopkins bump, and Tez is still not really involved at all. And if Bateman comes back, I don't even know if Tez gets activated then. I think the deep passing game struggles a little bit when the pocket's collapsing so much. Lamar can't comfortably step up. You know what I mean? So like it goes hand in hand with the offensive line a little bit. If we even had just an extra second there or a cleaner pocket, if you lost a little slower and Lamar could just step up, like there'd be more options. But Lamar can't really step up, and then once you start rolling or dancing and getting uncomfortable, he looks uncomfortable, then a lot of that goes away. You're kind of playing backyard football looking for something to happen. So we could just protect a little better. I think the deep pass game and play action would be even that much more dangerous. And honestly, when we go against teams like I'm telling on Sunday, when you go against teams that don't have a front like Cleveland, you're going to be able to do that. I bet you we have some deeper shots on Sunday.
Yeah, bro. It just feels like we got to get the rhythm back in the passing game,
Yeah.
Like
just the offense in general, like the running and passing. I feel like we have great moments, but there is no consistent rhythm or consistency. And also red zone, like we're driving pretty well in most games and we're not scoring touchdowns right now.
Yeah, bro. I'd like to see, I know I'm saying I want to see everything from the offense. It's just the inconsistencies, but I'd also like to see, do you remember, the first year of Todd Monken in 2023, how he made a really concerted effort to get the ball out like quicker. Like there was a lot of like quick checkdowns to the running back, like Justice Hill had one of his best seasons as a receiver. And like just like quick 5-yard outs and the 8-yard hitches on the outside from Bateman and Flowers. It felt like we had more of that rhythm, on time, quick passing game. Because teams know that Lamar loves to push down the ball down the field. I feel like a lot of times the easy 8-yard out, is there. Not that it's easy, but I like to see more often. Yeah, I like to see more rhythm.
I don't mind that.
Also opens up other things. So man.
I don't mind that either, especially with how the O-line's been playing. I think getting the ball out is great. I mean, look at other teams that we're playing. We're getting a lot of pressure on other teams right now, and they're doing nothing but quick passes too.
Yeah.
I mean, we did do that against the Vikings, though. I don't think we took any real deep shots downfield. It was all quick passes. So, I mean, I think we're trying. We're countering that a little bit, I guess, especially against really good defenses like Minnesota and Cleveland. We were throwing a little bit quicker, but I agree with you. I think that's the best answer that we got right now. If you can't improve the protection drastically, just let's get the ball out quick. And at least you're still moving down the field, man. So, I completely agree. What's up, Jason from Huddle It Up Films? Appreciate you coming through, man.
Hey,
what I got one off topic of what we were talking about question. Do you think we're going to see Carl Lawson? Because I keep getting surprised every Saturday that he is not activated off the practice squad, and we're just kind of rolling with a Jabo out there. Or do you think it's going to take an injury, or I mean, Harbaugh said he's ready. What's your thoughts on signing Carl and then never seeing him?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing. I was going to ask you the exact same thing.
So we don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, especially if Tavius comes back soon, we'll probably never see the dude.
Yeah.
But I don't see what they're seeing out of a Jabo that you would not at least give Lawson a crack at it. But the only thing I can think of is like maybe he's really not grasping the playbook, because the type of defenses he comes from is more of a 4-3, and he hasn't played a lot of the 3-4 system. Like the only logical answers I can come up with is like he's not getting the playbook, or maybe the attitude or the effort or something like that we're not seeing. That's the only thing I can think of, man, because you'd think like a guy who had 5 sacks last year, and you're kind of a little bit excited about, he would at least get a shot. But
yeah, I'm confused by it too. I'm not expecting him to play a ton. Just weird that he's not activated at all.
Yeah.
And I totally understood for a week or two.
Right.
But we're a month in, and Harbaugh said, "Oh yeah, Lawson's ready to go. He looks great." And I'm like, "Okay, why is he not even off the practice squad yet? Haven't seen him at all." And we are getting pressure, so I'm not super mad about it, but like also I agree. I think with experience and some explosiveness too, I think he could provide a little bit more than a Jabo is right now, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this is the week that they want to test out Lawson against the Jets. I'm not sure. We got another super chat. Corn Pop, appreciate you. Fa'alele has to go, bro's blocking air. Yeah, he's not good out in space at all. And he probably will be gone in the offseason. He's a free agent, so I don't expect him to go anywhere until then. But maybe a guy like Emery can push here soon, and the coaches want to make a change. But
the frustrating part about Falele is like the bro, he actually was the one that's like helped spring Derrick Henry on that 56-yard run. Like, great block.
He's got moments. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was like, bro, if we got that a little bit more often and we just eliminated a few of the lowlights, we'd be cooking, but it's like frustrating that you see him like help spring Derrick Henry for a 56-yard run. You're like, attaboy, great block. And then you have the next snap where you kind of like fake brush somebody, give him a little like, loving hair pat, and then you let him go to your quarterback. Like he's
crazy. Not good in space, man. And I don't know if you've noticed recently, but especially in the Cleveland game, they'll really space out their rushers. Their whole D line super spaced out, and they're attacking the tackles then at a different angle, which creates a lot of open space in the middle, and he can't move in open space like that. So it's constantly, defenses see it, and they're creating the mismatch by putting him in space. They're like, oh yeah, block this guy out in space where we can just get around you. You're not moving quick enough. The technique's not there. It's just not good enough. It is what it is, man. The noise is very loud for a reason. It's not that we're just hating on a guy. I'm not even hating on him personally. He shouldn't be put in that situation. It's just, we need to be better there. That's just the reality of it.
I agree, man. Rashad Robertson says, why Peebles not in the game? I was thinking the same thing.
They just want run stuffers in there. I think we're getting to the quarterback in different ways. His main strength this year right now is getting to the quarterback. But I don't think I'm defending that. I would like to see some Peebles too. I just think that's what their thinking is. They're putting a guy like Brian, who they just signed to the active roster, in there. And they're just really going with more guys that can stuff the run right now. And that's not Peebles' strength at the moment. I think he could get there as he gets a little older and fills out more. But like Peebles
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're really not relying on the 4-man rush. And
no, because we can't get home. Yeah,
exactly. I feel like Peebles would help. Like if Peebles rushing on the inside, I think he's a really talented, natural, fast, twitched up interior 100%. Rusher. Yeah. You saw like some of the reps he was putting on tape, looked really good, really explosive. So Peebles, and then Draymond Jones, and then Mike Green, and then Travis Jones, right? Like if you had those four
third down packages, or obvious passing situations.
Yeah, I think you would be able to actually have some success now with Draymond Jones added into the mix, and then Mike Green getting better and more consistent. But the problem is they're not trusting their 4-man rush to get pressure. They're bringing a lot of blitzes. Even if they'll rush 4, sometimes they're dropping one of their edge guys and bringing a nickel, like a DB. So they're relying on manufactured and blitzes, which is working right now. And their guys are winning more one-on-ones, but I think Peebles would be a solution to get more consistent pressures on the 4-man rush on third down. It's just they don't see that as valuable enough to get him up for game day, because the Ravens are extremely old school. Like, if you don't stop the run, you don't get on the field. You know what I mean? And they're the same way on offense. Like, if you can't run block, if you're a wide receiver, like, you ain't going to get targets. You know, like, they're very
Why
old
don't we have
school,
the same standard with the guard?
Yeah, I agree. But
yeah, no, I feel you. I completely agree. It's definitely just a decision. It's not like Peoples is bad. He specializes in one thing and they're choosing to value another thing more. But I wouldn't mind seeing Peoples, and I think we will see a lot more Peoples over the years. You know, even if we don't see a lot of them this year, don't write him off. Like, this is a guy that I think is going to just continue to kind of get better and make noise and become more well-rounded, and we'll see him next year. So I definitely think that he's here for the long haul. But anything else you want to hit on, man? We've been going an hour.
I don't think so, man. I do like your idea though of trying to sub in Emory Jones, like rotation,
rotate it. Let's just
rotate him, just get him a couple snaps. You know, that's what they did with Macari and Stanley a few years ago, right? I know that was like a weird health thing, but then they also did that last year with
Voorhees and McCary. Yeah.
Voorhees, and then they also did it with Rosengarten. You remember?
Oh, yeah, like, with McCary. Yeah, right tackle.
When Rosengarten got absolutely blasted by Chris Jones, like, and they were like, no, come back on the bench, buddy. You ain't ready. Like, do you remember that? And then they started to rotate him, and then as the year went on, they gave him the keys as the starter. But I'd like to see something similar with Jones.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We'll see if that plays out or not. But yeah, we're stuck. Hold on, we got one more from Corn Pop before we hop off. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
with the 5, Buchanan is going to be a candidate for a defensive player of the year. Maybe someday. I like what I'm seeing, man. I think he's impressing me.
Rookie of the year or defensive, like, for the Ravens, maybe, but he's playing good football.
Yeah. Especially, I guess some people called it maybe, but he's playing a lot more than I thought right out the gates, and is getting better week after week. So great sign, man. Whenever somebody's improving like that, it shows me a lot about their like commitment to learning from mistakes and just becoming a better football player. So I've been impressed with Teddy.
Yeah,
I've been impressed, man.
I feel like they're finding a better role that fits Trenton Simpson.
He's been morphing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of using him in that Tyus Bowser type of role, you know?
Yeah. Hey, whatever works, man. I think that's another athletic guy that if you can find the right role for him, then get him out there. Yeah. I don't mind it. Are we going live next Monday, or what's your schedule looking like? So we can let everyone know.
Yeah.
Mondays or Tuesdays? We could switch days. I was just asking so we could let everyone know.
Yeah, I think next Monday would be great.
Go back on the Monday.
Back on Monday grind.
Cool.
Yeah. Yesterday we had a party, had some friends over, and we couldn't, so we switched for Tuesday. And then last week we just straight up had something crazy come out of the blue that we weren't expecting. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in to the live. You know, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback from you guys, you know, saying that, hey, you know, 2 of my favorite Ravens content creators coming together. And me and Ryan always have fun. We don't have to try. We don't have to prepare. We're just 2 dudes. Like, we're basically having a conversation like we would if we ran into each other on the street, but on camera. So it's fun to talk football with you guys. Dennis Hop says, if Noah can, I'll fill in for him. We appreciate you, Dennis.
Yeah.
But we look forward to rolling on the Mondays throughout the year. Man, it's getting that time of year, starting to get cold, bro.
Yeah.
Starting to get cold. I mean, you know, I was in North Carolina the last few years and moved back up to Pennsylvania, and I'm like, bro, I need to change the wardrobe. Like, it's cold in the morning. Like, you know, big difference, you know?
Yeah.
So it's getting cold up here. It's Thanksgiving time's rolling around. Playoffs are going to be right here before we know it. The Ravens are 5-5, one game behind Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a tough schedule. The Ravens are they are in control of their own destiny. And the AFC, like we talked about, bro, is so wide open this year. Like
weird year.
Weird year. The Broncos are at the number 1 seed at 9-2, right?
Yeah, they got a 4-game lead over KC.
Yeah, and the Chargers are ahead of Kansas City too.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
Kansas City's definitely not winning their division.
At least our division's not that tough. Yeah, like we're actually blessed that like since we had that 1-5 start that the Steelers didn't run away from it. Because if the Steelers were 9-2, we'd be in trouble. You know what I mean? But the fact that they're 1 game ahead, it's like, dude, all right, let's ball.
Yeah. Bro, we're gonna end up probably playing like the Chargers or the Bills in that wild card round at home. So
yeah, I think it's Bills coming to Baltimore. Let's dance. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Can't wait. But appreciate all you guys, man, for real, for all the support, tuning into the lives. If you're rewatching the video, appreciate you. And we'll be back Monday at 7 o'clock and back on the grind talking about our dub over the Jets. And looking forward to that Thanksgiving game next Thursday, which I will be at. So if anybody's going to that game, I hope to see you guys there. But yeah, appreciate you guys as always. Have a beautiful rest of your night, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
See you.